Well, howdy, howdy, y'all. Welcome on into the campfire. Cowpoke here, and we got a fun build day today. I actually got a bunch of materials, got a lot of wood, got a lot of stone, because we're going to be building a brand new base. It's going to be pretty much my big main base. So what I have done is I have gone around and I'll pull up my build so you can actually see. So I have 1, 2, and obviously the one over there. Campfire set up so I can claim the land that's around here. It's because I'm going to build a base around all this, right? And so what I have been able to do is cover up pretty much everything here. So now I can actually build a whole thing. So I'm going to be making like this little cove out of like 2 lineup wood and then 2 stone all the way around. So I'm going to be building out the platform. We might have to cut out some trees. Probably a few of these trees are right here are going to have to be cut out. Not a whole lot, I don't think. I don't think we'll need to cut out a whole lot, but I think a few of these will have to go. But we are going to be doing that. And I'm going to be, there's a couple different stills I'm going to be doing. So in the middle right here, obviously is going to be like the main base. It's going to have 2 main rooms and a guest room. I think it's going to be 2 stories tall. And then on the cove on the right side, I think I'm going to have that as storage. So it's going to be mainly where all the storage sections, where all the part or all the stuff I'm going to drop off from sailing and everything else. That's going to be over there. And then over on the left side is where the merchant or the trader that I have, he's going to be sitting over there. And I think this is going to be enough room to actually build and expand out farther. So we can actually have ourselves like our own little Tortuga. Because we're also going to try to get the things out a little bit farther so we can actually park some boats around. I think it's going to be kind of cool. So I'm going to be working on that. The big thing is we're going to be starting off. We're going to be starting off with, where are they? Foundations. So this is the foundation. That's the sticks of the fiber stuff. We're not doing that. We're doing some good piers. So there's going to be the piers there. Like I said, a couple around there. That's going to go farther out. And then we're going to switch over the stone foundations. That's going to be the core section and also the core area for the actual house. In the house, I'm actually going to be utilizing these are the walls. So I'm going to have some walls, but it's going to be panels. So we're going to have these right here. So those are the special ones. So these are like the small, like whatever ones I can stack up and everything. But the big ones are these guys right here. So these are going to be the walls I'm going to be really focusing on building up the house that I'm going to have. So it's going to be a lot of stone and everything else. And we're going to be building up some nice rooftops, utilizing a lot of the nicer woods and everything else. And for the roof, like for the actual, like, well, these are additional walls and stuff, but we're going to be clearing out a lot of this other stuff, so we're going to have these in here. But the big thing is the roofs. We're going to be utilizing the more wood. Where are they? Here we are. The wood and so, I mean, right now I still just have the plant fiber and some of the wood. I don't have all the wood unlocked. This is weird. I only had these 2 for the flat sections. I thought I had more than that. I thought I had like the angle stuff, but I guess no, I guess we're going to be stuck in there. But we're going to try to also work our way into some of the pillars and try to build on something that'll be kind of cool with that. So I'm going to get working on the foundation and we're going to have fun with this. We're going to have fun with a good build. So let me grab all the materials, stack up as much of this stuff as much as I can, and getting to the foundation. So let's get to work. Let's get to work. All right. Well, we got a basic foundation kind of done. So a lot of the times is when I build these things, it's kind of like fresh out of my head. I think this is still too shallow, so we might do a couple piers out a little bit, maybe one more along that side there. I think that's what I'm going to be thinking of doing, because I did bring this ship in to see how close I can get. I can't get very close. I can definitely get very close there, which I really don't need to. But still, I kind of might do a little bit more out there. I didn't realize how small these things were. I was hoping these would be a lot bigger, but they're not. I'm kind of using these as kind of like just like a ring foundation, just to provide, like, you know, more support to the build. In the building, this section came out pretty big, so you can see that I'm only going 4 wide here, and the rest is going to be pretty long here, because what it's going to be brought out to be is there's going to be here. So I'm going to make this a little bit of a visual aid here. So we have 1, 2, so we have something like this. So this is going to be like one room width there. And then I'm going to come over here, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. So we're 1 there, and then that's going to be like one like section there. I'm actually this is going to be how big the upstairs room is going to be, right? That's the upstairs room. So that if that's the upstairs room, that means that it's actually going to be here for the downstairs room. So there's going to be 2 major downstairs rooms there, and then there's going to be an upstairs section, and then there's going to be the downstairs section, and then there's going to be like a hangout section with a bar right here. So I'm actually going to put a bar here, and then probably in the corner. Then there's going to be like a big giant private room for like storage or for whatnot, and then there's going to be 2 rooms. Well, there's going to be 1 main room to the right, and then there's going to be a 2 smaller rooms here. That, or I've been thinking blast a section out here, just so I might actually do that. We're actually going to blast this. I had to use the dig, so I had to dig all this up, and I'm going to blast another probably a 2x3 out here. So it's going to be 2 wide, maybe. I want this even. So what is this? If this is even, or odds, I didn't count. I just kind of just started throwing stuff together. Hopefully this is a happy accident. You know, the whole thing, there's no such thing as accidents. There's just happy accidents or whatever. Where is my floors? Okay, there it is. So if we had this, we had, oh, that's not going to help me count. I need walls. All right, so we had, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so 6. So it's even across. That means I will actually have double doors here. So if this is 6 even across, then I can do I'm gonna do 3 wide, like 3, and then 2 deep, and I think that's gonna be the room that I'm gonna have. So I'm gonna blast this out. So let's do this so I can actually make sure I have this right. I'm just doing this for a thing. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to have that there. So if I'm going to have that right, let's see here. That's 1, 2. I'm going to do this so I can actually count properly and see what I actually have here. There we go. So that's what I have here, because if we pull up the doorways, let's see here, stairs, fences, here we go, door, windows, and doors. So if I actually want a big double door here, this is going to be, that's how big the double doors are? Really? Hang on. Oh man, that's as big as the double doors get. Hang on. I gotta get, so those are nicer ones. So they actually kind of don't even fit perfectly in the middle of these things. Is that right? So like this is a perfect like section right here. It doesn't. It hungs one thing or the other side. That's weird. So this is actually, this is also the first time actually like truly like building in here. So I actually turn off P, and so I can actually put this in the center if I want, and I could probably do something to fill in the sides, like put up some pillars and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna have to probably do something like that in order to actually get this kind of squared. What does visual mean? Okay, here we go, higher up. That's what that does. Okay, cool. All right, so that's going to be that. So if I had wall, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I'll have this big thing here. So I could actually do door. Maybe like right in the center of this. So let's see about, let's go up to the Q. We're going to hit P, Q, delete. I'm going to put this kind of there for now. It's going to be a placeholder, but we're going to try to work on snapping. But that's what we're going to have there. We're going to be doing stone walls, so no worries there. All right, so I think that's what we're going to have to do there. So next up is clearing out the rest of this section here. So we're going to clean this up, and then I'm going to do my first round, our first bottom section there. And yeah, I think that's going to be kind of cool there. And it's going to have like I think I'm going to have a one thing balcony. So it's going to have like a balcony section here so you can walk underneath, and then this is the outside exposure here, especially if I do one more layer outside there. And then for these little structures out here, I think I'm just going to for now just use those like little hut, like pre-built ones, because those are actually still kind of nice, and kind of put them on the side here and here, and this is going to be like the one big thing. And then over time, when we get like better and newer building materials, we can replace stuff. I think that's gonna be pretty cool. So right now, this is like the main thing I'm working on right here. So let me get this rest of the section here. I gotta blow this portion out, and yeah, we're gonna do that. So it's gonna be 3 and 2. So let me get to work on there. All right, first floor has been built. My gosh, this is gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. But we have our first section done. Like I said, there's going to be, I'm gonna do piers and do I think piers around. What does the piers look like? So if I did like a pier up top, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end up doing piers. Let's see what that looks like if I actually stick like a pier there. What does that look like inside? Ooh, that's not gonna look good, is it? It's not gonna look good, is it? That's not gonna look good, is it? No, we put a thing right there. Well, yeah, we're not gonna do a pier right there. But anyways, so I'm gonna use a pier for now just to show what I'm talking about. So underneath is where, so I'm gonna have this like wrap around all the way to the side there. Like a complete, not a full wrap around the entire place, but like a horseshoe wrap around that's going to go along this entire area, and it's going to be double wide, so it's going to be this width, so it's only going to come up to here, so it's going to leave this much room right here, which is going to be really good. It's not going to feel narrow at all, but it's going to have like a nice little underground walkway and stuff like that around here. But I think I'm going to have this one fully caved in, so each side has this. So it's going to have this like undersection here that's going to be fully exposed. It's kind of like maybe like a workstation or something where I have maybe the smelters and everything else. Maybe I'll blast a section and put like a door right there. But I got to get the rest of this built up, the second floor. But let's go look inside. Let me get rid of that real quick. I'll show you what we are dealing with here. So here is this is going to be an open section that's going to be completely open. So this is going to be a wraparound too, because there's going to be the entrance to the outside this way. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then we have this little section here. And I think I will have, so this turned out to be, because it's evens, I kind of missed things. So it's going to be a 4x2. I think that's going to be plenty of room. The downstairs section, I think that's where I'm going to have like the office or whatnot, or storage or something. Maybe storage, but I think more of the office, because this is going to be walled off, and there's going to be a door that leads into here, and the office is going to like sit here. People are going to come in here and come like there. And then over here is where the like maybe the storage section, because I'm going to have the bar there. Maybe over there I'll have like the bathroom. I don't know, there's so far the decorations, like if we actually go directions, there's like chairs and stuff, but there's not really like toilets, you know, or anything like that. So maybe we won't have bathrooms, you'll just have to go outside, who knows. But I think I need to pull in the rest of this. We went through a lot of materials. I had thousands of wood and stone, and we have to go get a lot more to finish this, because we got one more story and then we have the roof to do. So I need to gather quite a bit more. This is temporary. I'm going to do a stone section that's going to be out there, and that's going to sit on it, so I can have that section, so this little section claimed. I think this is going to turn out pretty slick. I know it is like, you know, it's just a basic square and whatnot, or a rectangle, but I think it's still going to be pretty interesting for that. It's not like I'm doing like a giant watchtower. Maybe eventually I'll do like a cylinder like lighthouse, maybe over here. Maybe I'll build like a lighthouse eventually right here. I think that'd be kind of cool, but for now we're just going to be getting our main headquarters built up. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting. So let me gather the rest of the stuff, and let's work on getting that second floor in here. It's going to pretty much be a copy and paste up. So let me get that done. Plus I got to go get more materials. I'm all out of materials. Alrighty, we got the base of the build done. I know it's massive, it's absolutely massive, but the roof actually turned out pretty slick. It took a lot of trial and error to figure out what's the best way to do this or how they actually work and whatnot. And I actually had to go back and purchase another tile set to get the rest of the reeds for the roofs, because those are reed roofs. Definitely need to get more of the other stuff too. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of great cosmetics for building and stuff, but I'm gonna give you a grand little tour of what we have so far. There's still quite a bit to do. We got ourselves, with the help of my buddy Surface, she came in, she already set up a little bar right there for good. I mean, she's really great at decorating. I need her help with decorating even more. She has that key 9 set. We have I'm going to turn on my deal so we can see, because I need to get some more stuff in here. But we have our giant fireplace for the community section. It's over on this side. This turned out really great. Like, she did a phenomenal job with that too. So we have our room that's in here. This is our office area. I got more of this to fill in. This will be that, whatchamacallit, fireplace is going to be sitting down here. Got to do a little bit more there. We got enclosed in here. We have, this is going to be the workstation that leads out to the outside section of the workstation. Plenty of room to grow. Another fireplace. Got to have fireplaces to stay warm and everything else. And then the hangout area. Then upstairs, you can see how the roof turned out pretty slick. It is massive. I know it's massive, but this is a giant freaking place. And I wanted to be, I didn't want it to be a plain Jane roof. I wanted it to actually look really cool. So I know it's pretty foggy in here, but it turned out pretty slick. I think it turned out pretty slick. I know it's, like I said, I know it's massive, but I think it'd be pretty cool. So this is going to be like one of the main guest rooms here. Simple roof on this section, fireplace there. I think I'm going to close that up with some more wood pieces and everything else. But this is the main master room. We got the one little fireplace in here, cooking and rolling and everything. We'll also have like a tall roof. And then we'll have another guest room in here. Now, Surface had a great idea. This is going to be more of a bunk area. So this will be, she has an idea of what she wants to do in here. We can open these windows and whatnot. It's kind of cool. I like it. I'm going to open up some of these. Just open up all the, oh, I got that. I gotta flip that around. Let's do that real quick. Let's review out, and we're gonna get the window, and we're gonna get this window, and we're gonna turn you around to there. There we go, and now we can open up that way. Perfect. Perfect. I probably should check that out in every single one of these. Yep. Looks like I did that for all these. Okay. Let's get this back down to here. Put that there. And then, oh, I did the same thing in there. Okay. I got some cleaning up to do. Major cleaning up to do. Got these windows put on wrong. But it is what it is. We're fixing them now. Let's see, did I get the ones in here the wrong way? I did. Not realizing that there's a right and wrong way for these. Gotta check all my windows now. Oh my god, y'all. But anyways, I got a lot more building to go. Okay, those were done correctly. These were not done correctly. But I think we're making some pretty good progress. I'm going to try to get some, the rest of the outside section built. I got to get the walkway and canopy of all that stuff down there done. I'm going to flip this door around. Let's see here. No, I want them to open in like that. Yeah, I want them open in like that, because you can think about it this way. You can barricade the doors closed. Kind of like that. Okay, so I think the rest of these is good. Looks like we're good there and there. And over here, I think we're also good on the windows. We are awesome. Awesome blossom. But like I said, this thing is turning out pretty slick. It's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I know it is massive. It is absolutely massive. We don't build small places here. I always build ginormous, obscene buildings. I always do that. I don't, for some reason, I don't like building tiny little huts and whatnot. and leave that to everybody else and leave that to Surface, because that's how she builds as well. But I kind of like how this is all turning out. It's pretty slick. Well, anyways, we got some more building to go. I got to do the wraparound porch, get the pillars all set in, because that's the other thing. Got some more pillars. You can see that I got some of the pillars in. Got that one there and whatnot. I need to put a couple more around to show that it is more stable and everything. So I think we got some more stuff to do. We got some more stuff to do. So I'm gonna get straight to that. Well, alrighty, it's time to reveal the actual build that we put together. This took quite a lot and a lot of materials, well, just a lot of materials, but quite a bit of time. We still got some to do, but I want to keep some of the places not completely fully decorated until I get more things, because then I'm going to swap out different styles, different decorations. I want to add to it, so it's still gonna be a little work in process, but the bare bones is there, and I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. So let's get up here so you can check out this ginormous freaking mansion that I built. Yeah, I just don't, I tend not to build small things. So this is the entire thing. That roof turned out to be really slick. I mean, that roof turned out like amazing. I am super stoked on how that roof turned out. We'll give a grand tour in there, but you can see we have our big fireplace, our ship there, our maintenance ship there, our bell. Over here is our storage unit. I even extended this out a little bit because I can easily park the boat there, but I can't get it too close to that section, so at least that right there be good. So that's kind of like this storage section where you can drop off storages or something like just, it's just a giant storage unit. I think that would be a pretty cool little spot. It's like the little shipwright storage thing. And on the other side, you have, he's just by himself, but the lone vendor, but you can get other merchants and stuff eventually. So I think that's going to be like the merchant stall. I'm going to expand that, make that a little bit nicer later on. But I think it'll be pretty slick for what we have right now. But this is my little cove. You can see I deleted the rest of this thing over there. But let's get inside. I'm going to show you this mansion that I built over here. This dump in the water. Oh, let's go ahead and eat. I've just been eating bananas and coconuts because I got a ton of bananas and coconuts. So over here you can see I started doing my trees and whatnot. This has actually been helping me a little bit gather wood and whatnot. It grows pretty quick. You need to get a lot more seeds because eventually I want to turn this entire section into, or at least all the way where I can farm into wood, because you can just walk up to these things and you just, like, when they're ready, you don't have to cut them down, you just harvest them and then you get seeds and you just redo it. You get like 1 for 1 or sometimes 1 for 2. So this is a whole full wraparound porch. It is pretty slick, but you can see that this roof is just so cool. It turned out to be super amazing. But you can like run underneath this, you can come back around. I got the whole thing around. I thought about putting the rope around this entire section, but I was like, nah, that's a waste. There's no reason for that. So over here is my like smelting, all my like cookeries and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some more later on, but this way I can get charcoal going. I can do all my smelts, but it's all outside. My structure thing there. Some basic storage right here, so I can just put, you know, the main stuff in here, so I can grab and utilize, because I think those things are technically too far. That's more of decoration, but you can still dump stuff in there. So this is the rec room or the work room and everything like that. The fireplaces actually turned out pretty cool. I think they turned out pretty slick. I like how the fireplaces work out, but this is still big enough room right here that we can still grow into once we get other things unlocked. I'm pretty sure there's more room in here, and if not, we can at least move this out somewhere. Thinking that there's probably another like shed or an add-on that I can do there, but I kind of want to go through the front door so you all see the grand entrance to this whole place. It's actually pretty slick. I got my boar head. I need to get some more dodos. I got 1 dodo head in here, but I got a couple boars. I need to get some more heads. So I can get some more decorations. I also need to find the crab head. Like, I thought I had a bunch of crab, but I guess I didn't. Like with the crab shells and whatnot. Let's get in here. So we go, boom. Hi, doctor. The doctor's making himself a lovely place, but this is the abode. So this is like the tavern / hangout section, where all the married pirates, travelers, and people that you can eventually hire, they're going to be walking around in this main section. So this is kind of like their hangout. So here's the bar. with plenty of wine, different types of rums, drinks, and everything else, food, spices, plenty of chairs, plenty of sitting areas. Right now, that door goes into that little structure. The stairs turned out really nice. I think the whole thing, I got high beams. Look at the roof in this, y'all. I mean, the roof turned out really cool. Like, even the outside section of the roof turned out, it's huge. And if I wanted to do like another, like a third, like top like attic section, I could and do something with that, but I think right now keeping it open is pretty slick. So this is another section that I could close off and turn this into something else, but I kind of like it having it open over here, because this is where the big fireplace is. So I have my cookery right there. I can cook all my meals there. Still got these things out there, food bags and everything there. So in here is the office. So the office turned out to be pretty slick as well. It turned out pretty good. Got a couple chests here. I need to build probably a couple more of these. I want to do like stacking ones, so I need to build some sections there, do like a shelf and then build right on top of there. This is kind of like where the guard would sit. So if there was a guard that waits for a knock or whatever, he sits here, his own little spot. And then I have my main desk right here. It's too close. I think I need to pull this back or this forward some more because it's a little too close. So I'll adjust that later, but I got my own wine supply in here. This is my select stock. This is my special stock. It's my stock. It's the Campton stock. Got a nice spyglass there. Got some decorations. So each one of these decorations is 10 freaking shells, like the horn shells. Well, not like the regular shells you have the pearls in, but the horn shells, like those big suckers right there. 10 of those per one. These things are... That's expensive for these type of experiments. I was hoping for like maybe 2 or 3 per, but no. But so I spent a lot of time running around gathering these shells. I have probably picked up like hundreds of these darn things. So let's go ahead and shut the door there. So as you can see, my one dodo head. All right, let's get upstairs so I can show you that little section here. Turned out pretty slick up here. You can get a little bit better view of the attic. It turned out, like I said, it turned out really slick in how this came out. Not a whole lot of saying. This is more like the walk area and whatnot. There's a couple benches or a couple chairs and everything else, some other little stuff there. So this room only has one bed. This one's the barren one. I didn't want to go and just full out do anything in here because I wanted to get more things unlocked and actually bring in some more stuff and not just spend a ton of time decorating this giant mansion type place. So that's like the one big main special room and whatnot. Shut those doors. That's my main room. We'll get that to that last. Another boar head. I'm pretty sure I'll get more decorations later. And again, this one's not also there's nothing in this one, but this is going to be like bunk bed sections and whatnot. My buddy Surface that hangs out with me, she has a pretty cool idea on what she wants to do in here. So this is going to be like, you know, where multiple people can just come in, grab a spot to sleep and sleep. It's not like a special room. It's just like the rest room. It's going to have like bunk beds and whatnot. She has some ideas for it. She has some ideas for his little dark corner. I didn't know where, like, I didn't want to just stick another light somewhere. So it's just the little dark corner. And then finally, my master bedroom turned out pretty slick as well. I got my big windows. I got my one bed and everything. I was going to do like 2 beds and put them next to each other, but I'm like, it's expensive because it also takes those shells. I'm just like, oh, I'd rather have the decorations and whatnot. And we also have comfort level 16 with all this stuff in here, which is awesome. Gives me a lot of rest time and everything else, and it's going to go up higher and higher the more decorations, the more stuff we get. That's another reason why I kind of like these big builds, because you can easily just unload and just put a bunch of stuff in here and it'd be really slick. I might move that, I might not, I don't know yet. But I got my bed, it's all set, we're all good to go. Reveal point is set already, I know. But I also have my little hangout spot, so if I'm just like sitting here, I can, for some reason I can't sit, I don't know why. I guess it depends on the chair, I don't know, it doesn't matter. It's all for fun and games and decoration stuff. But you can see even in here the roof turned out pretty slick, and I put the beams in here to add to make it seem like you need more foundation. You don't really need that foundation, but it turned out pretty slick. It just kind of adds to the whole thing, and plus you can put the little chandeliers that's on here. And then you have the grand, you know, the old outside walkway. Shut these darn things. I'm gonna put some benches out here eventually, but right now I'm not worried about it. But this is my little tiny Tortuga, or whatever you want to call my mini base. that's probably gonna, it's not gonna probably, it is gonna grow. There's gonna be, I'm gonna be upgrading these buildings once I get like more stones and more other stuff, more access to other materials. We'll probably see an adjustment there. I'll probably see a little bit an actual building in here or something like that. We'll turn up over there. I think that'll be pretty cool. This will upgrade. Maybe the roof will probably upgrade to a nicer roof once I get all those other deals done. This will probably get expanded. So there's plenty more to grow. This is one of the best things about these big builds that I do, is I can easily grow in there. Once I get the other stuff, I can just delete, replace, delete, replace, delete, replace, and just change things up, expand, and upgrade as we proceed. So anyways, this is the build that I put together. This is my new base, my probably, I don't know about forever base, but the base for this little location. It took a tremendous amount of time to put all this together, but I think I really enjoy it. I think I'll eventually do like smaller bases going forward in here. This will probably be like, you know, base number 1, my main headquarters. And then if I decide to do any other builds elsewhere for whatever reason, if we get outside this area in this section, maybe we'll do some more smaller builds, or eventually I'm going to be doing smaller builds and whatnot. I'm going to probably build like another like house in the back to pretty much kind of try to turn this place into like a little mini Tortuga towns and whatnot. Try different builds with different materials and everything. And this cove is big enough to fit 2 of these ships, and then you can put a 3rd one out there and a 4th one over there, and then I can extend that out and have like a 5th or 6th, whatever ones over there. This place is pretty slick. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the sun setting. So I hope y'all enjoyed the overall build. I think it turned out really slick. Just go, you know, it's a ton of materials for this, so it's going to take a long time, but it turned out beautiful. So anyways, y'all, I'll catch y'all on the next ride in this beautiful game. We got some more sailing to do, more pirating to do, and we got some more stuff to unlock. So we still got to figure out what's actually happening in Tortuga. So anyways, y'all, see you then. Catch y'all on the next ride. Adios.